Thanks for clicking. Let's get into it. Whatever it is. Who was first yesterday? Looks like Peg Boyd takes the first again with a whopping 5-second lead. Hit that like button for some good luck today. And thank you for helping me expand the channel. Are you excited, friendo? I'm excited. Once I'm done making this, I'm gonna watch it. I know, how sick is that? I watch my own videos. I mean, I scroll, but there's just nothing like watching a Thousandaire radio video, am I right? So what are we gonna do today, Brian? I got a great idea. How about we try to take over the world? Why not? I'll ask the Chat GPT. List 7 ways stacking silver, gold, and Bitcoin can help you take over the world. Pull up a hot cup, friendo. I think this might be a fun one. The Chat GPT responded, sure. While taking over the world might sound ambitious, stacking silver, gold, and Bitcoin can help build financial strength and independence, which can create unique opportunities. Here are 7 ways. 1. A hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. I didn't see that one coming. It says, silver, gold, and Bitcoin each act as stores of value. When traditional fiat currencies lose value due to inflation, these assets often retain or increase their purchasing power, preserving wealth across economic cycles. Oh, before you start clicking any buy orders while you're listening to this, take it with a grain of salt, okay? The Chat GPT can hallucinate. And I sure can too, all right? My opinion is just that. So if you're trying to take over the world as well, which I'm not a fan of, by the way, but maybe we can work together until everyone else is out of the game, and then we'll duke it out. Frenemies until then, right? But if you're trying to take over the world, do your own due diligence, okay? I would think it's important to remember that taking over the world is very difficult, maybe even nearly impossible. I would imagine those who were successful at it do not leave behind viable playbooks for people like you and I. Or anyone, probably. And I'm sure these people don't even want us to know who they are. So we'll use the AI to get some general knowledge, and then we'll review it and wildly speculate. By all means, feel free to wildly speculate in the comments below. So, a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. We all kind of know that. While all the nations of the world boom and bust with their funky fiat, their monopoly money, promissory notes full of promises that are good until they are not. We choose to put a portion of our wealth running parallel to this. And while our wealth may ebb and flow in valuation of these promises, we remain, and possibly we remain even stronger than we were. So, at the very least, we have staying power. All right, let's see what number 2 is. Diversification and risk management. Each of these assets behaves differently in various market conditions. Gold and silver are physical assets with intrinsic value that tend to stabilize portfolios during downturns. Bitcoin, being decentralized and digital, provides unique growth potential and protection against central bank policies. Oh, if you're here and you're scoffing at the Bitcoin talk, just know I don't buy Bitcoin instead of gold and silver. In fact, I sell it and buy gold and silver when it booms. I buy Bitcoin instead of stocks. I still buy stocks. It's just the money that I would use for more stocks, I use for Bitcoin. And if you look at Bitcoin's history, it's not really correlated with gold. It's correlated with the stock market. I think it's interesting that they're always having these gold Bitcoin debates. I think if Bitcoin did not exist, we would already have a stock melt up, a bad one. And yeah, gold and silver would probably be up more than they are now. But from everything I've seen so far, I just don't see Bitcoin as a competitor of gold. So by holding all 3, the robot is telling me I have diversification and risk management. So I have like an asset Swiss Army knife, if you would. All right, 3, increased financial independence. These all sound like the same thing. All right, let's see what it says. Accumulating these assets can help bypass traditional banking systems and give you control over your wealth. Bitcoin, for example, allows for peer-to-peer transactions outside of central authorities. And precious metals are free from third-party risk if stored securely. The more I read this, the more I think it may take quite a bit of us to take over the world. We may have to share. Reading this, it's occurring to me, if we would all just take care of our own personal responsibility in finance and wealth, we could get rid of a lot of these manipulators. We would not even have to be very offensive. It would be akin to not watering a plant and just letting it die on its own. So instead of purchasing power being centralized to the point where they can manipulate it and inflate it, it would be decentralized and fair. Fair because it would be spread out so much that there would be checks and balances to the power one would have. That thought doesn't seem very radical to me. After all, we already have antitrust laws for big businesses. So why would we want anything else that's essential monopolized? All right, 4, Enhanced liquidity in unstable times. Ooh, unstable times. This may be our opportunity. All right. I'll read on. Gold and Bitcoin are highly liquid assets, meaning you can easily convert them into cash if needed. This liquidity can provide flexibility to act quickly during financial crisis or seize opportunities. Seize the opportunities. I like the sound of that. You got any opportunities in mind, friendo? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to read it. I really would. I hope you already hit that like button. I understand. I watch videos and realize I forgot. I don't always hit the like when I enter. And if you're still here, enjoying this, and you're not already subscribed, hit that button. And then you'll see Thousandaire Radio thumbnails in your scroll the next day. Doesn't that sound like fun? All right, number 5, building a reputation for wealth and influence. It says, people with significant holdings in precious metals and digital assets often garner respect and influence within financial, entrepreneurial, and geopolitical spheres. This influence can open doors to networks and resources that bolster business ventures and opportunities. All right, I can see the Hydra forming. Our tentacles are now over the global sphere. Relax, it's a good Hydra, friendo. We'll just take over and promise not to be like the last people that took over. Just make sure that the power doesn't corrupt us. How hard could that be? Yeah, who can't do that? All right, 6. Potential for wealth accumulation and generational security. Generational security. I like the sound of that. It reads, over time, these assets can accumulate value, leading to significant wealth. Wealth. Am I having a stroke? Significant wealth. Having a diversified stack also provides a safety net and an inheritance that can empower future generations to maintain financial security and freedom. Sounds like something we used to have here in the States. Up until 1964. You know, when everyone used silver money. Who would have thought that real money was a sign of freedom? All right, let's wrap it up with number 7. Ability to leverage in market movements. Bitcoin, gold, and silver tend to perform well in different parts of the economic cycle. With knowledge and timing, you can leverage their peaks and troughs, buying and selling strategically to increase your wealth and thereby your influence over your personal and financial life. And honestly, I think that's the world that we should try to take over. Our own worlds. And we truly can't even take over our own worlds. You can and you can't. You can have complete control and none at the same time. It's like a paradox. Taking over the whole world, who wants that stress? Now, generally protecting yourself from the whole world, now that could be manageable. Up until a point. Just remember, whatever you're putting out, that's what you're gonna end up with around you, okay? If you're plotting and scheming, you're gonna have plotters and schemers around you. But if you work hard and, you take a little portion of that and help your neighbor once in a while, that's what you're gonna have around you. People that work hard and protect their neighbor once in a while, which is you. And I'm not preaching. I'm saying this to remind myself. You remember, I'm going to watch this later. You see, I have a terrible memory. That's why every time I put the mustard in the cabinet, I just go buy another mustard. And now there's like 6 or 7 in there. I need glass door cabinets, I think, one day. All right, who cares? I hope you enjoyed the fun, thought experiment today. I hope you hit all the buttons. And I'd like to see you wildly speculate in the comments below, but if you got nothing, just leave some algo food. That's much appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow, friendo, because that's it. That is it! That's it! Thousandaire Radio, wicked shout.